Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of TripleTRadio exclusive. We are standing here, in this case sitting here, alongside Mr. Dana Christie, who is the VPW owner, operator, runs the show. He is the proud owner of Vision Pro Wrestling. And Dana, welcome to the show, man.
Thanks for having me on, man.
No, the pleasure's all mine. Number one, thanks for the shirt. I like it. It works for me. I think this could be okay. I like where this is headed. You know?
You're welcome, man. No problem.
Lots of questions. I talked to your buddy last week. Of course, a lot of the things we talked about, he's not. He can talk, but he's not able to really talk about the product and all the things going on with it. Obviously, you purchased this product, I'm going to assume, late fall, early winter. I'm not really sure the timeline right away, right off. Maybe you could shed a little bit of light. Why Vision Pro Wrestling? Why the same logo? What's going on? Tell me. Bring me into your world.
Okay. Well, I bought Vision from Jeff Durning, I think, in January or February of this year. And it's been, ever since they shut down in, like, I forget what year it was, but I've been trying to buy it off and on, and the money hasn't been there. And it finally came together and made the purchase. And as far as the logo, I just decided it needed a little bit of a change for merchandise-wise, and went from there.
So you purchased the company Vision Pro Wrestling. You must have seen something within it prior. Obviously, something drew you to the name VPW, Vision Pro Wrestling. The company, I had seen it here in St. John on one occasion. I know they did all right in Fredericton. Not familiar completely with the full product. What is your perception of Vision Pro Wrestling? How much did you know about Vision before you bought it?
Well, I went to a couple shows with some of my friends who are in the business, and I liked the product, and it was a great show, good production setup, everything, and I just wanted to own it if I could someday. That's pretty much what happened there.
So, what is your game plan, I guess, moving forward? Now, we know you got a show coming up in April. A lot of people talking. A lot of things going on in the world today, obviously. The coronavirus. Everyone's talking about it. It's not like, it was somewhat of a hidden secret, as, if you listen to Truth Busters. Sunday nights, 9 p.m. Atlantic. Now, what is your concern there? The COVID-19 is in the Maritimes. Where do you sit in that? Does that affect any of your plans in the near future?
Honestly, not really. Like, I'm gonna keep running despite the coronavirus, and yeah.
So
I'm gonna take it month by month.
Right on. Now, I did see that there is one company so far here in the Maritimes that have already pushed it back a little bit. I get it. I understand. I know it's severe. It's not a joke. We all made our jokes and we had our fun, but obviously it's getting a little crazy. We seen today the NHL's done. We saw yesterday the NBA's done. We just seen the XFL, the big, Vince McMahon's reincarnation again, but postponed, done. Man, that's got to worry you a bit. I mean, you want that crowd there. What are you thinking? What's in your mind right now? Are you hoping that it's still going to be a full house?
Well, that issue is always at the back of my mind, but I think we'll have a good turnout for April, despite the coronavirus.
Well, we're going to find out, absolutely. I mean, not too long away. So you guys are heading to Fredericton. You guys are going to go where Vision was born, as some like to say. Definitely was a great crowd. Are you guys hoping? How is the advertising going? What is going on with that? How is the word of mouth? Has there been any excitement in the air? What's happening as far as the show coming up?
Well, right now we're getting ready to put up posters this weekend, and we're also going to be renting the big billboard, the big video billboard in Fredericton, and also getting radio ads as well.
Nice, nice. So things are slowly coming together. What about Vision's former talent? Now, everyone knows they've had some great talent. Where are we as far as the great talent that Vision did have? Now, I do know you guys got Chip Chambers on the show. We talked about that last week. Huge fan. What about some of the other talent? Now, we know that Dick Durnan is the current, UCW's champion. He's all over the place, it seems. Any chance a guy like him? What about a referee like Matthew Pettifer? What about, like a Mr. Wallace? Has there been anything there, or is it strictly right now just let's get the show up and running?
I think it's strict. Right now, it's just let's get a show up and running, and we'll work out other details at a later date.
Are you excited? Where are you and some of the guys you're working with? Where are you guys at now? Trevor, I know he's excited. We had a great conversation. Where is the rest of the guys on your staff as far as excitement level, making sure, like you said, the posters are going out this weekend? Where are they at?
Well, everyone's doing a great job, and everyone seems to be really excited. Like, I know Titus is really excited to work with Anthony Gangone, and all the U.S. guys are excited to come to Canada to work for Vision, and stuff like that.
Yeah, it should be really interesting. I know that I've heard different things. I'm sure it's going to be exciting. The new shirt, you guys got the shirts out. Website wise, social media, what is the reaction on social media? Of course, Vision Pro 2020, VPW 2020. I'm seeing it everywhere. Where's the fans at? Are they writing? Are they excited? How is the groups? How is the social media in general?
Well, everybody seems to be really excited about it. I've gotten multiple messages about people saying that they're glad it's being brought back from hiatus, and all they're just all excited about it, and seems we'll hopefully have a good turnout.
Yeah, I think these are gonna have a good turnout. I still believe in my heart of hearts that the biggest issue of all is gonna be this coronavirus. I know some people, I think everyone's just about ready to kick it in the ass. I know people are annoyed. I get it. Like my first thought with you is, you're in this business. Well, I think anyone you ask, the granddaddy of them all, the biggest event of the year in our business is WrestleMania. And we just found out earlier tonight that Friday Night SmackDown, that's on Fox and will air on Fox at regular time, is being produced right from the Performance Center, man. That's got to put, where's your thoughts on that? Because that's a big deal. That's not just a little thing. I mean, this is Fox, a multi-billion-dollar company, fixing to put on, a global show like SmackDown on at the Performance Center and no one there. Where's your head at on that?
Well, I think Vince and the producers at Fox got together and they decided that it was best for the fans to do that, not necessarily for the company, but just to keep the fans safe and not contract that virus.
What do you think? What do you think about it? Do you think it's the right call?
I say for them, with how many fans they have at their shows, I do think it's the right call for them. Yes.
I think the best thing WWE can do right now, if I had it my way, and this is a complete kick in the teeth to me, like this breaks my heart to say this, but I truly believe that if Vince McMahon had it his way, the show should be postponed. I hate to say that, but I believe that WrestleMania should be postponed. I that really bothers me just to admit that, but I really do.
I just think there's so many people that are flying in from other countries, and all like the people that have bought tickets that may not be able to get the time off work if it's postponed to go to it again. It's kind of like this time of year's WrestleMania, and if they gotta switch it, they gotta. But I'd love to see it go on as planned.
I think we all do. I mean, I think a year ago when we were all watching WrestleMania, we don't predict this. We can't predict this. This is not something that has just kind of, it just happened. Maybe had people been a little more open about it, maybe this sort of thing could have been prevented. We're watching the NHL, the NFL, whatever, the XWA, the MLB, the NBA, the March Madness. The greatest sports in the history of the world are all being the international championship games, tennis, you name it. It's a really sad day today in sports. It really is. It is like, it's the right call no matter how you look at it, but it's a hard call to make. I would not want to be that guy on the other end.
Yeah, neither would I.
It's just crappy. Now, one of the things I want to talk to you about. You got one show in the books. That's what we know is coming up, right? What is your agenda? The summer is upon us. It's right around the corner. A lot of tours go on. Some guys just stick with the one show a month. Some try to do a couple. Where is your head at as far as touring? One show at a time? Are you looking to do a weekend tour? Where are you at with all that? Is that even on your agenda right now?
Well, it all depends on the support from the fans. If we do really good shows that a tour, never say never do a tour this summer, but we're just starting back up. We're gonna kind of take it as we go because we need the support of the fans pretty much, and we'll keep having shows if the fans keep coming.
But I think it's going to be good. Do you plan to do, is there anything that you watched Vision do that you don't want to repeat? Is there anything you saw where you were like, ugh, that was mine, I wouldn't have done that, or I wouldn't have done this? I'm not talking creative. I'm just talking production in general. I mean, look we all make mistakes in the ring with storylines and so on and so forth. I'm just talking production. Is there anything you want to do different?
Honestly, I only ever went to like one or two Vision shows with some of the wrestlers, and from everything I saw, they ran it pretty good. It's like, I've got a production set up. I'm hoping to bring in Hub City Productions to do my production, and you got to have a good setup. Like if you just look like a backyard wrestling company, then that's what people are going to take you as. You know what I mean?
So you've actually only seen a couple. So what is it about Vision Pro Wrestling that made you want to own it? Like in your heart, what made you? If you've only seen a couple of their shows, what made you want that company specifically?
Well, it was from what I was told, the locker room atmosphere. There was no egos. It was all just a bunch of guys getting together and having a great time. And that's what I want to bring back to. That's kind of what I want to. That's kind of what I want to bring back.
Would it be safe to say that maybe for you it's let's get these guys together, let's produce a show, let's have some fun, if the cable comes, if they come to me and they say, hey, we want to put you on Eastlink or we want to put you on Rogers, that's a bonus. But if it doesn't come, it doesn't hurt me any. Because I just want to produce the shows and have fun with it.
The production-wise, I'm looking at getting it put on, like, Fight TV and stuff like that. Like IHW currently runs on. But if Eastlink came to me 6 months in and said we want to put you on, I'd love to do that too.
What about your ring? What are you carrying for a ring?
I actually built my own ring. Okay. It's a 16-foot. It's a lower height than a normal ring, and I used that ring when I ran Outlaw, and I've had that ring for probably 2 or 3 years now, and it hasn't failed me yet. So
well, I'm totally gonna get into that now. You owned Outlaw Wrestling.
Yep.
And what was the perception with the people that you knew with Outlaw Wrestling? What happened to Outlaw Wrestling?
Well, Outlaw Wrestling, pretty much, I ran in Stewiacke, Nova Scotia, and I was going to run it again this year, but it just seems like there was too many other companies opening up within a short span of travel away. So I was already in talks with Jeff about buying Vision at this point, and I was just thinking I need to get away from Nova Scotia a little bit, kind of go back to Vision's roots in Fredericton, and just run a couple shows there and see how I do.
Yeah, absolutely. Obviously, you're never going to tell me what you paid for it, nor am I going to ask you what you paid for it. You're going to be able to... how many shows you need to run to feel like it was a success for you?
I'd say like the first one. Once the first one's in the bag, that's a success. That's a success to me. Every show after that will be a success, and you know what I mean. Like I'm not looking years and years ahead right now. I'm taking it like 1 or 2 shows at a time, and
yeah, no, absolutely, I agree. What about towns? What are you looking at? We obviously know Fredericton is there because it's booked. What about St. John? What about Miramichi? What about Moncton? And I'm saying this because I'm not looking for trouble, obviously. I'm on here to host a show, and, I try to be just, all pure business. But, I'm hearing UCW has wanted to, interrupt in a few territories to mess around. Hey, some people do that. I'm just curious. We know that there's a major market in Miramichi because there's one company there. We know Moncton is a major market because IHW has torn it apart for the last, 10 plus years. They're there. In my eyes, IHW has legit become Moncton. I mean, when I think of Moncton, when someone says Moncton, I don't think of the casino. I don't think of the Wildcats. I literally think, oh, IHW. Yeah. I love IHW. Where is your head at? Do you see Nova Scotia? Do you see Miramichi? Do you see Moncton? Do you see, I don't know, PEI? Where are you at on that spectrum?
Well, PEI, Mike Hughes runs that, and he's pretty much the only person that runs PEI. So I don't think I'll be going to PEI. And as well, Moncton, like, I have the utmost respect for the guys that run IHW. And it's one of those things where I'm not going to step on toes. And, like, that's their area. They cultivated it for 10, 15 years. And I'm not just going to walk in there and run a show. Like, I'll probably stay out of Moncton. But honestly, like, I'm thinking Nova Scotia at some point. Like, I'll travel a little bit further up into New Brunswick a little bit. Like places where people don't usually run.
I respect that very much. What I respect about everything you said there was Mike owns PEI. When I think of PEI, I think of Red Rock Wrestling. I think of Mike Hughes and everything he does for those children over there. Everything he does for those towns. Everything he does for the radios and all the stuff he's involved in. You guys heard me say it for years on this, not this show, but my other shows that I've ran in the past with Rope to Rope, and soft spot in my heart for Mike Hughes. Always going to have it, and it's never going to change. Moncton, it's the same thing. Peter Smith, someone I love. And Titus and Julian Young and all those guys, man, utmost respect. Love them all. UCW is in Nova Scotia. You said UCW. Or you said Nova Scotia. Now, Nova Scotia is a big place. Do you just stay away from that area? Like, is that how you look at it, I guess, Dana, is what I'm saying? Is that how you do that? You just stay away from what they call theirs?
Yeah, like I've got certain places that I ran with Outlaw and like Stewiacke, Nova Scotia. Like I'll probably run there again with Vision, and it's just last year I picked ended up picking every long weekend in the summer to run, and it was that wasn't a good time to run, and it was just like I just want to stick to what I know and expand a little bit.
Stick to what you know. Keep it simple, brother.
Yeah.
What's your relationship like with promoters here in the Maritimes? Obviously, you named Mike right off the hop. Of course, you got Chuck Martin. You've got Sean Nelson. IHW is a funny thing, man. I could sit here and do a 4-hour show because sometimes I really don't even know who really owns it. All I know is they put on one of the best products in the Maritimes, hands down. But what is your relationship with some of these promoters?
I always try and not burn bridges. I'm like myself. I'm a very respectful person, and I don't go in like with an ego or talk to them with an ego. It's like I'm friends with the guys that run mostly friends with the guys that run IHW, and I've talked to Sean Nelson a couple times, and me and Chuck Martin aren't on bad terms. So
yeah, I tend, like I always joke around, man, that I've crossed the bridges I want to cross, and I burnt the ones I don't plan, but I keep a parachute on my back just in case. But
you got to pick your battle.
Yes, don't pick a hill to die on that is a waste of time. Myself personally, I'm never going to get back in this business as far as inside of a squared circle. And when I say that, I can say that. And there is never say never. I agree with that, but I will never get back in a squared circle.
You're not going to be Ric Flair and retire 40 times?
No, I'm done. I loved it, and I could sit here and do a whole show just on what I've done because I had so much fun doing it. But the thing is on this show, I've talked to professional wrestlers from around the globe. We're talking from Ireland to all over the UK and the United States and Canada, and we talked to guys in Australia, and so I've had my fun, and this is more my therapy, as Q would say. This is probably the only therapy I need in life. But so. What about the boys? What are the boys saying? You got a good relationship with most of the boys here in the Maritimes. They all want to come in. Everyone loves those Benjamins. You come in, you make that money, but sometimes the boys want a little more than you're willing to fork out. What are you looking for to say, you know what? Yes, you're worth that, and I want you to come in.
Yeah, but money's always an issue with some people, and it's like. Normally, I'll message somebody, or Trevor will message somebody, and I'll have a specific budget in mind for that person. And if they don't want to take the money that I'm offering, unfortunately, you got to kind of walk away from it. But
you're giving in at all? Is there anyone you've actually? And you don't have to say who. You don't have to tell me who, and you don't have to tell me any of the money. But is there anyone you've actually given into where you're like, oh my goodness, yes, fine. I'll give you that. Just, I need you to come in.
Like if they're star power, yeah, sometimes I'll give in. Like big name guys and stuff like that from around here, yeah, no problem. Because I know they're going to draw people in the door.
Yeah, and like I said, man, I'm not asking to tell me who or what the price was. That's not my place, not my business. Just interesting to know. Fans always like to know that sort of thing. Now, guys like Peter Smith, guys like Mike Hughes, guys like Titus. Some guys they they'll take a step back and see how the product does before they'll speak. Or sometimes they'll just speak abruptly and they tell you how it is. That's kind of what I like about them. Have you reached out to them, like, for advice? Or have they reached out to you with, hey, kid, don't do this, don't do that, be careful, don't go there? What's your relationship like? And I use Mike Hughes and Peter Smith kind of as my pedestal. Just because when I think of long-term longevity in the Maritimes, that's them. So where are you at there? Have you reached out to them? Have they reached out to you? Anything like that?
Not at present time. No, I'm just kind of. I was Outlaw. Like I kind of knew what I was doing with that, like talent and everything was, and what not to do. And I'm pretty got the same game plan with Division. Like I haven't messaged Peter Smith or Mike or anything like that. I've only met them like once or twice. Like I don't know Mike personally, and I really don't know Peter Smith personally. But from what I've seen and been around them in the locker room, they seem like they're okay guys, and they've been around 15 or 20 years, so they know what they're talking about.
Oh, brother, I love them to death. Honestly, I do. I love them. But there's been times that we all haven't agreed upon things. It is what it is. But anytime I see Peter actually recently invited me up to go up and see IHW. He was on the show with me and Q-Ball Carmichael. It was really nice. And I love him to death. Anyway, so show's coming up. Another month. You guys are ready to roll. You're feeling good. You're confident. You're excited. Anything important? Anything you want to tell the people, social media wise, anything like that?
Actually, yeah, I spoke to Anthony Gangone last night, and I already made a Facebook post about it, but he told me that he's so confident that he's going to retain his championship against Titus, that he's willing to put his IWA title on the line as well and make it a double title main event.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah. That is now they're right there. That would draw someone like me to come in and want to see that, because Titus is just that damn good.
Yeah.
You notice what I did there, right? Titus is that good. He'll win both. End of story. We're done. Why bother going now? That's great, man. That's exciting. It's fresh. It's new. It's Vision Pro Wrestling. It's coming up in April. What's the date? Tell me the date. April 25th?
April 24th.
24th. So I would have showed up. I'd have been a day late. I'd have missed the whole thing. Great.
Yeah.
Glad I asked. April 24th, Fredericton, New Brunswick. Vision Pro pretty much revamped, refresh, ready to roll. If you could leave the fans with one final thought. This is your last chance to sell the last 50 tickets you got. What do you say to the fans?
If you want to see a great night of entertainment, just come on out to a Vision Pro Wrestling show.
All right, brother. Listen, thank you so much. Love chatting with you. I love my shirt.
You're welcome, man. No problem.
You know what? I wish you nothing but success. Be safe. Be careful. Don't let this whole coronavirus thing get too ahead of itself. Watch out for everything. Wash your hands.
Yeah, I will.
You and me will chat down the road. I can guarantee it.
All right, brother.
Okay, my man. Listen, thank you again. It was great to see you.
Yeah, no problem, man. Thanks for having me on.
Thank you.
Talk to you later.